My wife is dead. The best Christmas present I could have ever gotten. At the beginning of 2022, I caught my wife having an affair with one of her exes. Our marriage wasn't perfect. I was not the perfect husband, I will admit. But I did my best. I put effort into the entire 5 years we were together. I put my all into the relationship. Her, I could not say the same. I was forced to confront the reality of who she truly was shortly after I caught her. She illegally evicted me from our shared home, lied to the police to try and get me arrested, and tried to get me fired from my job, and tried to turn all of my friends against me. Some of these succeeded, while others did not. She has made my life a living hell since the day I asked her for the divorce, and has planted her heels into the ground over our separation to try and drain all my finances and emotional strength from me. The only upside is that we had no kids for her to use as weapons. But I soon found out that her policy of strict birth control with me did not extend to her suitor, as he got her pregnant 5 months ago. I thought maybe this would help speed along the divorce, but it only rallied her in her efforts to destroy me. On Christmas Eve, my wife and her suitor went to a party where both of them got drunk. I find this fact terrible, as all her friends knew she was pregnant as well. Her suitor drove them home, a mistake that would cost them both their lives. In the state I live in, our divorce is now considered to never have even started. I will be able to claim her life insurance policy for myself and move back into my home. Her parents called me up distraught yesterday, acting as if the last year had never happened, and offered their full support to my funeral preparations for her. My confusion here was beyond belief, but the apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to my wife. I told them if they want a funeral, it was coming out of their pockets. I will pay for her to be cremated and deliver her ashes to them in the cheapest urn offered if they desire. They called me horribly and tried to guilt me about her life insurance, but only after 4 minutes on the phone with them, I hung up and blocked every one of her family's numbers. I'm going to be taking a few extra days off work to move back into my house over the next week. I've already made arrangements to have her stuff hauled off, so my home will be an empty canvas to start my life anew. I don't know if there is a God, or if this was just karma, but I truly believe now that I have come out on the other side of the storm. Update. I have decided to elaborate further on a few common threads I see in this post here, as responding to all the comments would be too much. Firstly, some are judging me for the way I'm reacting to the death of 3 people. You're right, it is not normal, nor is it healthy. I feel no emotions towards my ex at this moment. All my hatred, resentment, and regret evaporated when I learned of her death. I feel nothing but relief now. This void has slowly consumed me over the past few days. I feel numb, like I'm dreaming, like what happened is not real. This woman made my life a living hell for over a year. She set out to destroy me and would not stop until she did. I do not like the fact that I feel this way over the death of 3 people, but this is not a box I feel ready to unpack at this moment. Secondly, I've reached out to my ex's mom today, and things are much more civil as of now. I'll pay the hauling company to move her stuff into one of their storage units, and they can figure out the rest. Her mother revealed to me that they cannot afford to host a funeral for my ex. I'm 100% the legal beneficiary of her life insurance. Despite my past hatred for her family, I told her mother I will give them a small amount from her life insurance so they can have a service and arrange burial logistics for her. This is contingent on us cutting ties afterwards, and I will not be involved any further in her funeral. I will still be talking to a lawyer. Lastly, I am not going to elaborate any further, except the only lives lost were hers, her suitor, and their unborn child. Some are saying I should sell the house. Right now, I only want to return to my home. The details of where I end up, either there or somewhere over the rainbow, are yet to be determined. I don't know what life holds for me, or for any of us. This event happened maybe for a reason, or maybe the universe has no logic at all. This gift put an end to a period of my life that sent me to the brink of destruction. It's morbid to think that the death of 3 people was what pulled me to the other side alive. It's interesting how quick it can all change or end. Okay, so I don't have anything. Nothing funny, nothing wise, nothing silly, nothing stupid. Here, I'll wing it. All the emotions this guy's feeling, I guess, makes sense, right? If he said he hosted a party about her dying, I'd be like, that's a little messed up, but I don't know, maybe he's leveling out, right? The wife made his life a living hell, and 3 people dying is bad, so maybe emotionally he's just kind of like he said, he just kind of feels neutral, numb in the void. So maybe it'll hit him eventually. I'm glad that he contacted the family and helped them get a funeral though, because even though the daughter may not have been a nice person, at least to him, the family still deserves a funeral for her. Anyway, next story. Story number 2. My husband wants me to be a mother to his affair child. I, 29F, and my husband, 44M, have been together for 5 years and married for 2. I met him at the church I started going to when I moved cities to start my career. I work for an insurance company, and he is a pastor. I know that we have a notable age gap, but he was always kind to me and made me feel special. Anyhow, a week ago, he came home and told me we needed to talk. He told me through tears that he had been having an affair with one of our community members, 34F, and that she had been pregnant with his twins. She had gone into labor, and she and one of the twins died, and the other is in the NICU. He said we need to step up and that he wants me to turn my office into a nursery and set up a cot in the room so we can take turns. I became distressed and told him I wanted some time to think, that I was not sure I wanted to do this. He told me that I had made a vow to him in marriage and that God had blessed us with a child, that this is our cross to bear, and that God will never give us something we cannot handle. I told him that it seemed like God had given her more than she could handle because she had died. I know I should not have said this, but I was not thinking correctly. He slapped me and told me that I needed to serve my husband, that God had chosen me as the child's mother, and I needed to be his humble servant. I just feel so strange. Yesterday I cried so hard I threw up. This woman died, yet I feel bad for myself. I feel so ugly. I wanted children and was saving for IVF because I am infertile, but now that I have a chance to have a child and I don't want it, I feel like I'd be robbing its mother's grave. I pray to God, but if I'm being honest, it's never felt like anyone was ever listening. I feel like I have truly seen my husband and he no longer looks kind. He looks his age and very tired. I want to abandon him and the child. I'm only 29. I can start over. I have a remote job. I can take a day off when he goes to the NICU to pack my essentials and leave. Neither him nor the child deserves this. And although this is my circus, that is not my monkey. Number 1, I'm glad she used the not my circus, not my monkey analogy because I too use that. 2, I keep an open mind to religion, all right? I'm gonna tip my toes in it for multiple reasons, but if you use religion as a weapon or in a manipulative, gaslighting way, especially when he is the preacher or pastor or whatever she said, this guy sucks. God wants you to be my servant. Bro, what? You are abusing your powers, your position over this younger woman. Babe, I was supposed to cheat on you, and I was supposed to have this child for you to rape. Bro, what? This dude's making it up as he goes, and he's gonna fumble this bag so hard. He sucks. Next story. Story number 3. My best friend's mistress doesn't know that he is actually broke. My wife's reaction to the whole thing really bummed me out. My M41 best friend, Jack, M41 since kindergarten, cheated on his wife, Anna, F39, with a girl half his age, Max, F25. Anna is one of the best human beings I have ever met. She is very beautiful, kind, and caring. She is very successful too. When Jack met her, he was so in love that he wrote an ironclad prenup just to be with her. In other words, Jack has nothing to his name. He met Max on a work trip, and it was then that he cheated on Anna. The affair lasted for 2 months until Max made an ultimatum to leave his wife for her. Jack refused and tried to end the affair, so Max told Anna everything. This broke Anna beyond repair, and she told Jack that she could not forgive him. They are in the process of divorcing now, and Jack lives in a small studio apartment near his work. After Jack lost hope to reconcile with Anna, he started seeing Max again. Now they're officially dating. My wife, Pat, F32, knows all these details. She is a more forgiving and understanding person than I am, and I love that about her. She is way more tolerant because I am Team Anna, and there's nothing Jack can say to make me change my opinion. Now that everything is settled, my wife said she wanted to invite Jack and his new girlfriend to our place. I was very reluctant at first, but my wife insisted that my friendship with Jack is important. We are basically brothers, and we should accept people we love even with their flaws. It made sense, and I trust my wife to always make sense. The dinner was awkward. I couldn't see past these 2 cheaters. Jack pretending to be happy, and Max overexcited over the fact that she won this prize named Jack. I understood then that things won't be the same, but my wife was right. I love Jack, and that's the most important thing right now. Max talked about her upbringing and the hard life she had growing up. She talked about her future with Jack and all the fun they would have. It dawned on me that she didn't know that they couldn't do half of what she is dreaming of with Jack's salary. It dawned on me why she chose him and why she was so willing to hurt an innocent woman that way. She had come to learn about the Jack who lived in fancy hotels and drove a fancy car. When I asked her about their living arrangements, Max said that Jack is temporarily living in a studio apartment until the divorce is settled. Max talked about what she would do to their place, renovation and decorating. The apartment that Anna bought for her family with her hard-earned money. The one she decorated with her husband from scratch to make it their home. I remember how happy and full of dreams she was when she found her dream home. To hear Max sitting there talking about how she would use the money she never earned to redecorate a home she wasn't entitled to, making fun of another woman's taste and style, it brought tears to my eyes. Yes, men can get emotional too. Jack has not told Max the truth. When they left, Pat and I started discussing our dear friends. I was very surprised when Pat angrily told me that I was cruel and callous for not wanting to enlighten Max about her new situation. My wife thought that Max had a tough life and she deserved to have a good life now. I was taken aback by my wife's logic. I told my wife that I will not tell Max anything, but if she wanted to, then be my guest. But now I don't understand my wife and am turned off by her morals. Anna was a great friend to my wife, but my wife doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about her. My wife then got very angry and accused me of caring too much about Anna. That's when I ended the discussion because I realized that this was going below the belt. Good on him for stopping and recognizing that, hey, this conversation's gonna get ugly, let's stop that. But, Max, Pat, all these gender neutral names, awesome, but this is going to turn into a mess. There's an update. You guys know that, right? As soon as I'm done talking, we're going to figure out what happens next. So let's see what happens. Is there going to be a train wreck? Is it going to restore? Let's see. I'm excited. Next, continuing. Update. This is so convoluted, but I will try my best to make it make sense. But be patient with me. About my wife, Pat. Sometimes you think that you know the person you fell in love with when you married, but then something serious happens and your relationship stands in a trial, something divisive, and you find yourself standing on the opposite sides. You start wondering about the person you chose to create a life with and wonder why you love them and why they're so different from you. You realize that you probably love the version of them that you created in your head. We had a lot of discussions, Pat and I, about how I felt about her new friendship with Jack and Max, and she ignored my disdain for what they have done. I understand that people fall in and out of love and they move on, but then other people in their surroundings also should have their feelings or opinions about these decisions. Nobody is right or wrong. Pat's approach was very non-judgmental, which is obviously a very admirable thing, but I found myself on the opposite side. While Pat insisted on inviting Jack and Max, forming a new friendship with them. The more I hung out with my former, I guess maybe, best friend and his mistress, the more I disliked them and realized they are not the kind of people I want in my life, and by extension, that made me dislike Pat more. Our disagreements got more intense and more frequent. I told Pat this wasn't working for me anymore, and she accused me of choosing a pathetic loser over our marriage. Of course, she's entitled to believe whatever she wants. That was not my reason, according to me, and the truth is probably something in between. About Jack and Max. Pat told Max that Jax is actually not the one with the money like he had been pretending. And while he is probably not going to be totally empty-handed in this divorce settlement, it won't be the amount that would allow all the dreams and plans she's made, especially when Anna is getting full custody. This put a big wedge between Jack and Max, and they have been on and off again since the revelation. Jack has expressed a lot of disgust and repulsion towards Max, so I really don't understand this relationship and why these two miserable people stay together, nor do I want to understand. They disgust me, and I am done with them. About Anna. When she heard about my separation from my wife, she reached out to the both of us. She said that since she's been going through something similar, she wanted to offer support and love. She said that she knew what we were going through. We started talking on the phone and texting. Now almost daily, I have met up with her on a few occasions for dinners. I found myself thinking about her all the time, and when I wake up in the morning, I go directly to my phone to see if she has sent me a good morning text, and I know my day will just be fine when I find one. Not sure if this is love or if I'm falling for her. Not sure if pursuing anything with her is wise though. I have not told anyone about these feelings, and I'm not sure I ever will. I just know that I love having her in my life. She is a great friend, and maybe I shouldn't ruin this beautiful relationship with this beautiful woman because of some desires. Relevant comments. User number 1. I remember your first post, and also I remember how I don't like how your wife responded to the whole cheating and becoming friends with the mistress as you painted it. So, before you pull the trigger on possibly blowing up 2 friendships going further if that's what Anna wants, make sure your divorce is final first. But after that, then live your life how you want. It'll probably get downvoted, but whatever. You only live once. As far as your former friend, misery loves company. Those two deserve each other. OP said, that's what I'm planning to do. I have no plans on confessing to Anna, and I honestly don't even know what she feels about me. What I know is that I'm glad that we are friends again, and I think she is too. User 2. Yeah, I don't know why everyone's mad. Your wife was basically supporting cheating. You're not even cheating, you separated and a friendship bloomed because of it. Birds of a feather flock together. AKA, if my partner wanted to be friends with a cheater and their mistress, I would probably assume that they would want a mistress of their own. OP replied, not even supporting cheating, totally ignoring and dismissing my feelings that I did not want to hang out with Jack and Max. It became like a statement from her part that these people are in our lives. I never took any contact with Anna because I knew my wife didn't want that. One simple no was enough. She didn't spare me the same decency. Anyway, additional info from OP regarding his wife. The thing is, Jack changed a whole lot too. I wasn't the only questionable morality of having an affair, and I don't know if he has always been this way, but he never needed to show his true colors because he was married to a brilliant woman who made him a better man, or that in fact his affair did change him. He is moronic, bitter, angry all the time, so very disrespectful of everything and everyone. He called Anna, the mother of his children, a not-so-pleasant term for a woman, and even his new girlfriend, he calls her a disgusting gold digger, homewrecker loser, and ugly, sometimes to her face, in front of us, making me nauseated and very uncomfortable. He hasn't seen his children since Anna made it clear they would never go back together. Like their purpose is done. Never once did he say he misses his children. Hell, even I missed them greatly. And Pat has seen all these changes and it doesn't bother her. Not even a little. What she told me was that she will have more children with his new girlfriend. I remember the fight we had after this conversation. I never really recovered from it. It is true what they say, that people show their true colors when times are bad. You guys like that? You like that? We're reading comments now for you people, all right? We're giving you more comments. Anyway, what did I say earlier? This was either going to be a mess, a train wreck, or it's going to rebuild itself, and it is a train wreck. It is a hurricane, a tornado, a cyclone, a typhoon, a sharknado of ridiculousness proportions. I will say, Pat's behavior kind of surprised me. That she was just so open and happy and gleeful. She's like, oh, he's a cheater, whatever. That kind of caught me off guard. Anyway, what do you guys all think? I don't know what to make of this one. This is just a whole whirlwind. Okay, I'm done. Bye.